All right, we're starting the second half of the section 13.2, which is volumes of pyramids and cones. And if you recall, last week we were doing pretty much volumes of pyramids. And so this week we're just going to continue that with doing volumes of cones. On the assignment, there's a couple problems that do have pyramids on there where you need to get the volumes of them. But again, it's the same formula, area of the base times the height. And it's not slant height, it's got to be the actual height of that pyramid or cone. I'm going to do a couple examples up here for you with these. And I'll just do a quick pyramid. All right. There's our pyramid. And the height needs to be running from the vertex up here. And it would go to the center of this pyramid, so it's perpendicular to the base. If that's 6 meters, 8 meters, and the height, I'll call that also, let's make that 12 meters. Height is going to be 12 meters. So remember, area of the base times the height divided by 3. So then volume is going to equal area of the base, 8 times 6, or 6 times 8, is 48, times the height, 12. All that divided by 3. 48 times 12 divided by 3. That's going to be around 200 or so. 192. So we got 192 meters squared. Not squared, cubed. 192 meters cubed. Volume is always in cubic units. So yeah, just remember, area of the base, 8 times 6, that's where I got my 48. The height is 12. It's not the slant height. It needs to be the actual height from the vertex to a line that's perpendicular to the base, which is 12 in this situation. And 48 times 12 divided by 3, end up with 192. So then I'll do an example here where I have a cone. Same formula. Here's our cone. Cone just has a circle for the base. The height of this, I'll call it 10 inches. Right's radius. You need to know the radius to get the area of this circle. Radius, call it 8 inches. So again, we're going to use our volume formula for the cone. It's area of the base times the height divided by 3. So volume equals, we got our radius, 8. And remember, area of a circle, if you don't remember what that is, it is pi times radius squared. So the base, we have pi times radius squared. Pi times 8 squared. That's our base times the height. Height is 10. And then we'll divide that by 3. So again, I'm going, area of the base is pi times radius squared, so pi times 8 squared, times the height. Height on this is 10 inches. And then divide that by 3. Using a calculator to get this, you have pi 3.14 times 8 times 8 is 64 times 10. I have 2009.6. Divide that by 3. 669.86. We'll call it 669.87. 669. 0.7. Our units are in inches cubed. That is our volume. So it doesn't matter if you have the cone or the pyramid. Same formula, area of the base times the height divided by 3. And sometimes you just may have to do a little bit of extra work to get either the height calculation or the radius calculation. That may not be given to you, but you will have to work with either special right triangles or Pythagorean theorem to solve those. I can throw in a couple more examples. If you've got this, you can just stop right here and get started with the homework assignment. But I would do an example maybe where you have to calculate maybe the height or the radius, because that's not given to you. All right, let's look at this. It looks like they're probably all there, but if this cone is laying on its side, all right, might look something like this. You can see the back side of this. And here's our right angle situation. They give us that this is 12, and they'll give us this measurement here also. I will call that 15. And we do not know the radius, so what we need to do on this, we need to figure out what the radius, we need to calculate the radius. We don't have the radius. We have the height of this cone, it's 12. I mean, it doesn't matter if the cone's laying on its side or how it is, but the height of that needs to go through the vertex of the cone, and it needs to be perpendicular to the base. And which it is, and we have this measurement of 12. I'm going to put them in inches. And the base is the circle down here, and it's just laying on its side, so it's no big deal to calculate all this. Radius, I do not know. I'm going to label it R, just so when we do calculate it, the R is going to be the radius. There's a right triangle formed, and you know if you have a right triangle situation, then you can use Pythagorean theorem to find any of the other missing things. If we know 2 of the 3 measurements, we can easily find a third one using that Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to have this leg R squared plus this leg 12 squared is going to equal the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 15. Remember our hippopotamus there. Anyway, our hypotenuse is 15. So to get our radius, R squared plus 12 squared equals hypotenuse 15 squared. Calculate these out. R squared plus 144. 15 times 15 is 225. Subtract 144 from 225. I like to just double check my math. We have 81. Well, that's easy enough. All right. R squared equals 81. And it even is nice that it's the perfect square also. Take the square root of these. R equals 9. So our radius here is going to be 9. We need to know what the radius is to calculate the area of the base. So our area of the base equals 9 squared times pi. Radius squared times pi, or pi times radius squared. Either way, it's just how it goes. So 81 times 3.14. 254.34. Those are inches squared. All right, here we calculated our radius. Here I calculated the area of the base. Volume equals our base, area of the base, times the height, I'm going to put a capital B. Area of the base times our height divided by 3. Our area of the base is 254. .34 times our height. Height is 12 inches. That's the height of what the cone is, not this measurement. Height of the cone, it has to go through the vertex up here. 254.34 times 12. And it's a cone, so we divide it by 3. Do your calculations. I have 1,017.36. Units are in inches cubed. So just to go over this again, I had to use Pythagorean theorem to calculate the radius. All right. I don't know what these angle measurements are, so I cannot use trig functions. Anyway, it's good old Pythagorean theorem. Radius squared plus this leg squared, which is 12 squared, is going to equal to the hypotenuse squared. We figured out radius is 9. Use that to calculate your area of the base. 9 squared times pi, 254.34. And using our volume formula for a cone or pyramid, it's the same thing. Area of a base, 254.34 times our height, 12, divided by 3, 1,017 and 3,600 inches cubed. All right. Those should take care of any issues or any problems that you're going to have on the homework assignment. If you do have questions, please come to the Zoom meetings. We have those, well, you're scheduled for them Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I have them every day. Channel is the same. Thank you.